I'll let everybody trickle back in. Once again, guys, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing a couple figures. Actually, a lot of figures. What up, Mugs? If you guys want anything, I can sell stuff in between figures. But once I start a figure for review, I'm going to finish it. And then we'll move on to like the next thing and so on and so forth. It's dusty. Get my knife. All right, what do I want to do comparisons with? The Spider-Man set can be compared to itself. Deadpool needs to be compared to the old version of himself. I don't have another She-Hulk handy. I want my Green Phoenix. We have Wook for the Droidica. Do I have a clone? Can you use crosshair and make everybody jealous? Okay, shot looks good on YouTube. Okay. I'm honestly just waiting to finish my large ones right now, so I don't cough it up. I got some more water on me. All right, where'd that knife go? All right, here we go. So this is going to be the review section, guys. So just a reminder before I start. We still have a store full of stuff that is available for sale. If you're interested in anything, put it in the chat. I can do sales in between figures. Once I start a figure, I'm going to be talking about that figure. So I'm not ignoring you guys or anything like that. We're breaking these videos out to YouTube. So I want to make sure that we can use them as like actual separate videos. All right. going on? Hut heads, Jabba the Hutt from Jabba's Palace. Whoa. Here's another What's in the Box unboxing / review video for you. So just a reminder to everybody, we are currently live on Whatnot. Our store is open. We have over 500 items available. So if anybody wants to come see us on Whatnot, if you're on YouTube, there's a QR code. You can scan it. It'll send you right to the app and you can join us on the stream. If you're watching on the archive, feel free to give us a follow everywhere at Joba's Palace, Instagram, Facebook, obviously YouTube, Whatnot. We have an eBay store as well. Pretty much everywhere. Yeah. So if anybody's interested in buying any action figures, feel free to shoot me a DM or hop in the chat and let me know. Like I said, there's over 500 items available. We can help you guys out and hook you guys up. Now, we are in the privileged position to review some of the figures that we have sold before we ship them out. This is something that some of our customers let us do. So thank you, Avi, tonight for letting us do it. And we have a bunch of stuff lined up. I think we have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have at least 8 figures. Oh, we have we have 8 figures. We have 8 figures, at least, that we're going to do tonight. So a lot of stuff to get through. So let's get started. All right. So we're going to start with Star Wars because I only have one Star Wars figure to review tonight. So I figure we'll do Star Wars, then we'll transition to Marvel, and then everything else will be Marvel for the rest of the night. So, and just a reminder to anybody in the store or in the chat. If you're interested in a figure, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll help you out in between figures. Once I start a figure, I'm going to keep reviewing that figure, all right? Now, this one is going to be a little bit tricky because we got to see how to get him into his extra mode and all that stuff and figure all that out. But I kind of wanted to go in fresh. I'll get to the figure, though. So it is going to be the Droideka Destroyer Droid. Is no match for Droideka. So this is Black Series. The box is very wide, very thick, as you can see. So they did a nice extra deluxe box just for this figure. Cool little design on the side for him. Cool artwork. Just some writing on the back. If you want to take a look at that, you can take a screenshot or pause it. Here's the barcode if anybody needs that. There are affiliate links in our Instagram highlights if anybody wants to order one of these. Or if you want one from us, we have plenty in stock. All right, let's get this open. So I wanted to go into this one fresh. I have watched like one video about how to do the transition with him or whatever, the transformation with him. And there are instructions in here, but I didn't want to like rewatch it because I kind of want to be like, all right, how easy is this to do from the perspective of somebody that doesn't 100% know what they're doing? That way we know. So there's a separate little plastic piece right here that you pull out. I think that there's instructions on how to do the transformation here. No, that is nothing. I was under the impression they were supposed to come with something like that. I guess not. Oh well. Then we'll just have to figure it out. Anyway, here he is. He's got these annoying things, so let's deal with those. You know, let me get a scissor now so we don't need one the entire show and slows us down. All right, so I'm just gonna snip these. These little straps seem a little bit looser than they usually are, so not as bad as it's been in the past. Okay. So there was one on the tail, one on each arm, and one on the head. Oh, there's still one on the tail. I want to get the one on the tail. There you go. And now let's slide him out. And then he pops right out. All right. So obviously this does not come with any accessories, so we don't really need to do accessories. We can kind of just review the articulation and get him into a pose. So that already is a pretty good, solid pose. He's not going anywhere. He has 3 legs here. You can, all right, so let's go through let's get in. Well, let's take a look at the details first. How about we do that? So he's got nice maroonish metallic paint. That really pops. The gray is a little bit duller, but it does seem to be consistent throughout, which is nice. So we're not dealing with like different colors of gray for no reason and stuff like that, which is always annoying. You can see some real metal bolts there. The bottom is very similar maroon to what we've been dealing with. Got some cool little like holes on the side to show different paneling and stuff like that. Decent detailing here. There's some wires. I'll call that his armpit. Yeah. The face looks pretty good. It's like kind of like got a cute vibe to it right there. Clearly they're like making a face out of those 3 receptors or whatever the hell they're called. All right, let's mess around a little bit with the articulation, and we can try to get him into his alternate mode as well. Okay, so there is articulation here for the head, and it can spin as well. So it can spin all the way around. All right, so you have an option there. The back of the head, or I guess his neck, has a little articulation there as well. There's 2 pieces there that are controlling that, as you can see right there. And you can go forward and back. So you can really do a lot forward and back with that. That's good. His waist, that's a pretty solid piece. Oh, okay, never mind. There is a little bit of a articulation point there. So you can go up and down a little bit, just right. That's where your joint is. Yeah. These panels can pull in and out. So that'll be useful when we get them into like the rolling mode. The arms, there's a little bit of an up down here, not too much. There is a nice little front and back. So if you want to have him like turning a corner and going like this, or just getting a different shooting angle on something, you can do that. There's kind of like a shoulder or elbowy joint here that you can go up and down with his blaster. These arms, there's extra articulation here. So there's a joint there, right at the elbow, and then there's another one that would be more of like a wrist. So that's everything that's going on the arms, I believe. Yeah, this panel doesn't move. Okay. All right, so then I'll go down to the legs. So there's 3 legs. Move these arms out of the way so we can see the legs. The legs can go up and down an okay amount, not too much, but I actually kind of like that because then you can kind of do like a wide stance or a tight stance, but I don't have to worry about these getting so loose that I can't get him standing at all. So I kind of like that they restricted that a little bit. And then this little foot part, more of like an ankle, can pop in and out. You can go back that pretty far back, so you can go more than like a straight line there. And then you can go here. So it's kind of a 90, a little bit more than a 90-degree angle there too. So you have a decent range there. All three legs, the two front legs are the same. Oh, you can also hinge it in and out just like that. So you can go up, down here, and then in and out here. These two legs are the same. This leg has the same articulation, but I believe it is slightly smaller. And it also, oh no, you can pop it down. Okay, cool. There is like a bit of ratcheting going on here where it does have like sections that it's hitting. So it won't get too loose on you. Yeah, they all have like a little bit of ratcheting going on. There is also a little bit of a rotation here. So you can use that if you need it. All right. There he is. That's how he looks in just a regular shooting a Jedi mode. Like I said, you can get these legs lined up, either wider or tighter if you want, and get him shooting. Like I said, you can kind of get him like with a little bit of look if you want to have him with a little more personality, shooting to the side, stuff like that. But very much just a big rolling droid that's going to come in and blast stuff just like it would in the movies. Looks great. Liking it so far. Okay. Now here's the tricky part. The tricky part is getting it into something that we would equate to it rolling, right? So I think that we can dip. I think let's think about this. We can fold the arms in, I guess. Maybe put them like back here so that they're out of the way. Fold this. I guess we would leave it kind of the same as it is. We can fold these legs in and around. Pull these panels out. Don't really like that. Maybe we'll pop it like this. Now, there's like an official way to do this, but I didn't really want to look at it because I didn't wanted to see how it would be to just kind of do it on our own and try to figure it out, because that's how most people are going to handle it. So if we pop these panels out, I want to see, can I get this lower or higher at all? That doesn't really go lower, so can I ratchet this forward more? I don't know. It's so confusing. Let's see, how does that look? Maybe put this behind him. I knew that this was going to be a confusing part. All right, well, that's pretty ball-like. Maybe if you wanted to do it like that instead, and then you're kind of more of like a circular rolling ball, and then you transition into standing and shooting type deal. So I think that the two weaknesses here that we're going to point out as I just get him into the regular mode here, and it's the main complaint that people have had about it is specifically what I was just attempting to do, which there is, like, maybe when I open a personal one, I'll do another video following up. There are some videos out there to make it like look better, but a lot of the people say, like, even the Hasbro recommended version of putting it into a rolling ball aren't that great. It doesn't really look like it's supposed to. The main display option for this is going to be exactly what we're doing here. So I feel like that's why they kind of like put that by the wayside a little bit. Clearly, there were some things that I wasn't doing correctly there, but it is what it is. I wanted to have the perspective of, can we just figure this out on our own? And a lot of people have been struggling with that. The only other thing that I would list as a weakness here, I mean, we're getting a little loose here already. There's a little bit of looseness. But I think once you get into like a certain position, you'll be okay. That's not really the end of the world. Is that a lot of people wanted an outer blue shield for it, because the classic Droideka thing is that they blast a lot of shots, they're creeping in on you, and they have a shield around them. So clearly there's going to be some custom options for shields out there. People have made like cool Magneto shields in the past and stuff like that, which you could use. So a blue translucent shield is what most people want, which obviously they did not include in the package. So we'll see if Hasbro decides that they want to do a solution for that. Probably not. There should be some decent options out there. Coming to you from Boston Dynamics 2032. But overall, I do like this. The thing to me that's weird is that I heard that there was instructions in the box of what their recommended rolling pose would be, and I do not see any in this box. So I don't know if that's just incorrect information or something that's listed online, but I definitely don't see them in this box specifically. So whatever, not the end of the world. Me personally, if I have one of these, this is the way that I'm going to display it. I'm going to put it amongst some droids, some other battle droids. When we get the super battle droid, at least the one that's not in a hostage pack, I'll be using that one next to it, some regular battle droids, all that type of stuff. Now, we're going to switch over and do some comparisons. Let me push him back a little bit so we can see how he looks. So first we're going to do our normal comparison here, which will be Luke. So here he is next to Luke. So you can see that he towers over Luke as you would expect him to. All right, and that's how those two look next to each other. And then I wanted a little bit more of like a standard clone. But of course I had to make everybody jealous, so I'm going to go with, which I don't know if Crosshair is a little bit taller, but this is Crosshair next to him. So definitely taller than Luke. Luke is a very short character, but there he is next to a fairly standard clone. Here is Crosshair with his helmet off. So you can see that as well, because I know the helmet adds a little bit of a height too. But at some point, Crosshair fought one of these droids, right? So probably sniped them. So there they are next to each other. Put his helmet back on. Yeah, so just wanted a little comparison there. I didn't have any like random clones just laying around, so I figured those would be good comparisons there. Yeah. And then we got the Mandroid Build-A-Figure with the Jabba head in the background, which can be, you could use that as a comparison to, it's another robot type thing that tries to attack people and things and aliens. So there you go. All right, so there is the Droideka Destroyer droid from the Star Wars Black series. So let me know what you guys think about that one. If anybody has any other tips for doing a rolling mode, if there's any other solutions, if I see any other videos that come out, or any other cool ideas to do with this droid, I'm definitely going to open a personal one at some point. So I'll follow up on that and maybe do a separate video. But overall, I like it. I like the look of it. I I think that the maroon really pops on him. He has good articulation for this mode and what you need to do with him. And overall, it's a cool droid. It's a droid that we needed, and it was an efficient way to get it out. I'm happy that they released it as a single release. It is a deluxe figure. Once again, if anybody wants any of these, we have some available. So just let me know, and we can sell you one. Or if you want to order one online, feel free to shoot me a DM, and I can send you an affiliate link, and you can order it that way. All right, so that is our Droidica Destroyer droid. That is our only Star Wars item for the night. All right, so let's keep working our way. I guess what I'll do is we should do the multi-pack so we can get that moving. So we sold three of the figures out of this multi-pack. Right? We sold Silvermane and Molten Man to Avi, and then the Black Suit Spider-Man to Sith, right? So this is the Marvel Spider-Man. It's the Ultimate Spider-Man set, and it comes with all those characters. It's a nice, cool-looking box set. Love these big box sets they do. There's similar art to what's on the front there. All the art is pretty much the same on this one. There are some descriptions if you guys want to screenshot or pause that just to read about the individual figures and characters. So we have Spider-Man, Silvermane, Human Fly, Molten Man, and Razorback. So I figured we sold 3 of these figures. I'm just going to review all of them, and we can compare them to each other and figure all that out. So let's get into this big set. Okay. So this is kind of like what it looks like when you open it. You'll have like all their little individual areas, and then there's accessories at the bottom. All right, so let's go with let's go top to bottom here. I already had an accessory pull out, so just be very careful. I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 bags of accessories there. And we'll do figure by figure. Actually, let me pull the figures out. That way I can get rid of this box. We won't have to worry about anything going missing. Okay, done with that. All right, who do we want to start with? I feel like we should do Spider-Man last. What's this Spider-Man? We'll do Spider-Man last. Oh, he's really purple. Okay. I'll do Human Fly first. So here's Human Fly. So we're going to have to figure out whose accessories he has. Or which one has his accessories. It's probably this one with the wings. Yep. So I believe he just comes with wings then. All right. So Human Fly. All right, this is Marvel Legends Human Fly from the Ultimate Spider-Man 5-pack. Right off the bat, I will say that this face sculpt is awesome. Look how cool that looks, that screaming face. Nice. The eyes really pop. The teeth look good. There's a lot going on in that mouth. You can see the tongue in there. That's a really nice face sculpt for this character. For sure. Very nice. The orange really popping here. The green is a little bit duller, but that's cool because it makes the orange pop more. Yeah, I like to see that. I'm happy with that right there. All right. Now I have these, but I don't see anywhere to peg these in. So we must be missing another accessory. So let's see if we can find something else that might help us. Here we go. So there's a separate, so these are two separate bags, guys, that these come in. So there's a separate bag that has a green little backpack. And then we're pegging these in here. Oh boy. Does this pop off of here? I think you're just supposed to just wedge them in there. Oh yeah, they pop in eventually. All right, so they do pop in. You just got to put a little extra into it, like up and down. And eventually it pops in. And then there they are. They're securely in there. You can articulate these even when they're in there. You can go up and down like that on both sides. It also, we have extra hands here. I'm not going to get into the extra hand game in this specific review because we have a lot of figures to get through. I'm going to just drop these in a separate bag so we don't lose any pieces. All right. So all we have to do now is we just peg this backpack in. There is kind of a, it's not just like a circle. There is kind of a shape to it. So you got to line that up. And there it is. There's Human Fly with that on there. All right, so we'll do a little bit of an articulation segment here. So here's his look up, which is a nice look up considering the fact that you're going to want him flying around. It's so funny. He's really funny. Here's your look down, similar thing. You're going to want him to look down so he can do that for you. So decent there. Here's your shoulders. Shoulders do not go up too much, but we can always rotate around and get around that. Watch out for rubbage right here. The good thing is that he's yellow on yellow, so you're not going to get too much like paint rub, but you can definitely get some plastic damage if you're not careful. So there you go. You can go up like that. Here's the elbow. Double jointed elbow there. Obviously, we're still using pins. This is from, I want to say 2 years ago was this set? Something like that. This arm is very flimsy, this joint. Very flimsy joint here. It almost feels like it's going to break, so I don't want to do too much there. Wrist articulation, we pretty much know what's going on there. Here's your chest, up and down. There's a little bit of gap. There's a big time gappage going on there when you go all the way up. So if you're flying, I mean, I guess if you're flying with him like this, you're not going to mind it as much because he's angling down. But if you're ever leaning back, you can see that there's a break in the paint there, and it makes the gappage look a lot worse. I mean, there's a huge gap there in his chest. And then here's the waist. Here's your splits. Very nice splits going on there. Swivel there. Double jointed knees. He has a shin cut, which is very nice. And then very tight ankle. Needs to be popped. There we go. Very tight ankles. There's a little bit of ratchet to that as well. And then he's got the pivot. All right, so there was Human Fly. So let's get him in a little pose, like he's gonna like take off. Oop, come on. See, this elbow is so weak. That's crazy how weak that is. It really feels like it's gonna break. These arms suck. All right, well, here you go. And I'm in a position where it looks like he's about to take off and be go be Jeff Goldblum somewhere. All right, so initial thoughts on this figure. Head articulation's great. Arms are very strange and weird and weak. Don't really understand what was going on there. Legs are pretty standard. Overall, it's a very standard figure. The wings are nice. The color is great. The paint deco is what makes this figure, and this face sculpt is fantastic. Get him on a flight stand, put him in the display. He's a fly, after all. Yeah, that's true. Flies do have weak arms. They've been known to have weak arms. It's a good call from Rich in the chat. All right, let's move on to another figure. I'll go with. I'll save him. Let's go with Silvermane. So not too many surprises with Silvermane here. Let me see. Are there any accessories that go to him? Review these accessories quick. These are Spider-Man's hands, which I'll just put straight in the bag. These are guns and stuff. So these are got to be Silvermane's then, right? Because it all matches. So, yeah, I guess he's supposed to come with him, right? Because nobody else qualifies for having guns like this. All right. So we have this gun, which we've seen a couple times. I believe one of the cables came with this gun. And then we got this one as well. I'm pretty sure the current cable comes with this gun. I think so. Let's see. I have a cable over here. That is the same gun. So if you want a straight gray version of this gun, like a darker gray version of this gun, there's that one. And then this is the one that comes with cable. That's the new cable from the Zebu wave. And then he has extra hands right here. So he has grabby hands, which I feel like I do want to do a hand swap here so I can get him holding these guns. So the standard hands he comes with on him, or the fisted hands, we're swapping those for the shooty hands just to start us off, and then we'll do a little deco check on him. We'll get some articulation, and we'll give our thoughts. All right, so first of all, Silvermane. He's an old dude. He's in a robo suit. He's trying to basically stave off his death. Face sculpt looks great here. That is clearly an old ass Silverman dude. So that's very nice in the way it kind of like transitions straight into that metal. Looks very good. Only a slight line of marbleization here in the back, not too much for the most part. I'm going to keep an eye out for that, but yeah, I like the way this. I mean, he's very much a RoboCop like character, right? Like he's just not the same circumstances, but the result is the same. This silver, I will say, really pops. It's very shiny, especially in person. Like I'm looking at my screen and it's not popping as much as it is in person for sure. So the paint on this is very nice. There are little like breaks in the paint here, like see like near his. So you can definitely get some paint rub. I guess because they put a metallic finish over parts of this. And they have like the molded plastic. Like this part is like a molded plastic, which is where you can, whenever you can see the marbleization, it means that it was molded that way. It was not painted over. But then there are separate areas where they clearly painted over. And then like you get like a little bit of paint rub there. All right. All right, there's his extra nipples up there. A lot of little gadgetry going on here, wires, different stuff, different panels. So this body is an Ultron body. It was actually in the 3-pack with the Radioactive Man and the a Vision, the White Vision. So that's where this originally came from. Now, I will say certain parts of this, I don't know. It's you can see the transition in certain areas between the different color grays. There's a dark gray here, which is the more padded part, which looks good in the chest because there's a little bit of like contrast going on here. Like this part near his ribs, next to the part where his abs are and his breastplate and stuff like that, that all looks good. The part that looks a little bit worse, though, is where it goes down to the legs because there's not really a natural break here that, or like a natural separation here that makes sense. So it transitions from this very light silver to this darker silver, which this part they did paint a little bit. So I guess they tried to cover it up like that. But it just seems it's a little bit weird of a transition down there. Overall, I mean, I'm just really trying to nitpick here and look for different things. But overall, it does look really nice. I love the way the silver looks. It's silver mane, so he's living up to the name. And he's got like a lot of cool details here. Here's the back. So very similar stuff going on here. There's a little bit more of that darker padded part on the back. All right. His elbows actually are pinless, which is interesting. And then his knees do have pins. And then here's the big stomping Ultron feet. All right. Let's do a quick articulation on this. Nothing crazy. Really good look up. Really good look down. Here's your left and right, which I don't think we did on the human fly, but that's pretty standard stuff. The shoulder can get a 90-degree angle, but not more. These are very big, bold shoulders. So you're not going to be able to go up too far. But he is an old man in a robot suit, so you don't really need to do too much with that. Here's your double-jointed elbow. Very nice double-jointed pinless elbow there. You can see the break that this joint is a different color gray there. And then the wrists he's got the jerky wrist here. And then it's going to be the same on this side. The fisted hands have the up and down movement. I'll just say that. All right. The chest, he has his upper chest. Now, this is where I would say be very careful because this is another layer of paint here. So if you start going up and down too much, you're going to create some paint rub, some plastic destruction, all that stuff. You're going to want to avoid doing that type of thing with him. Here's your waist. Is that the blue? Here's your splits. Not a great split. I was expecting a little bit better of a split here, but that really is as far as he wants to go. So there you go. He has an upper thigh cut here. It takes a little bit more effort than usual just because those are very... This piece right here is like rubbing up against each other. Also, I would worry about a little bit of a paint rub and a little bit of a plastic damage there if you do too much of that. Here's your knees. So these are pinned knees. Decent. We didn't do a kick forward on the human fly either. Really great kick forward here. Kick back, but it's going to angle outward for you. No shin cut. And then he's got these going up and down. He does have ankle pivot, but there's not a lot of room there. So I don't think that I would use it too much. All right, let's get some guns in his hands and see how that looks. He's on a rampage, trying to kill Kingpin, take over the city. Come on. Ooh, one of these guns has a very big handle, I will say. So you really got to do a little bit of a pull apart on that hand to get it in there. There we go. All right, that worked. There he is with the guns, though. I will say I love these feet because it's very easy to get him standing with them. And there you go. There's your maybe like a little like walking pose, menacing little walking pose. Pop this back a little bit, get him walking and going and moving. There you go. Very robotic movement right there. Very Terminator esque. Good looking stuff. I like it. I mean, I honestly like this figure a little bit more than I thought I was going to. The silver is really popping here, so that's cool. And there is Silvermane. Yeah, so highlight for me, the paint, for sure. I'm familiar with this Ultron body, so that doesn't really surprise me at all. The face sculpt looks great. So it's similar to what we were saying about Human Fly. Love the face sculpt, love the paint. We're used to the body. We've seen the body before. We've reused these guns before. But overall, the full entire package is good. It's passing. It's good. It's what the figure needs to be doing. It looks good. So that's nice. Liking the Silvermane there. Get him back there. All right, who's next? Razorback. This one is a candidate that I might keep. So this one actually popped out to me when they first announced the figure. Or announced this figure set. Let's see. Any of this is clearly Molten Man stuff. I'm assuming that Razorback does not have any accessories, because it doesn't seem like any of these accessories match up with him. I think basically his accessory is his big tusked head. All right, so I will say right out of the package that this head is not connected. I don't know if it was meant to be like that or if it just popped out. We'll see if that becomes a problem. But we can pop it right back on there. Yeah, and it's not coming off easily. All right, so here's Razorback. He is tall. There he is. All right. See, I would think that maybe they would have given us extra hands here, but it is what it is. All right, so very tall figure. Here's a good look at that face sculpt. I mean, this mane, this boar mane, this Razorback mane is really cool looking. I mean, it's such a look at like the sharp fin on the back. Looks pretty cool. I will say that it's kind of a weird transition going for this furry thing to this piece right here. It's like the sharp piece. It almost would make more sense if this was a different color, like a silver, but that's okay. It looks good, kind of like a little bit better on the base. I was like this fin back here, but it looks cool. I like it. Interesting head in there, which, hold on, let's pop this head off. Can we fish this head out of here? It looks like it's glued in there. So I don't want to force that. That's okay. Pop it back on. It does take some maneuvering to get the head back on, just because you kind of like make sure it's lined up correctly. But yeah, I mean, this figure is all about the head sculpt. This is clearly like the Hydra Enforcer body or whatever, like maybe whatever big body that we've had in the past. Nothing new there. This is all about this one face sculpt going on here. But it looks good. I mean, they nailed making that face sculpt for sure. Once again, we have a yellow that really pops. It kind of is, it's like the same color as the Human Fly yellow. And we have a very, like a tealish green here going on. The belt has that same pop. He's got the boots. He just has nice, like, accented yellow going on all over him. He's got gigantic abs, all that stuff. But yeah, we're really just saying, do we like this head sculpt or not? If you like this, the look of this head sculpt, then the figure's for you. Everything else we've already seen before. We really don't even need to do an articulation segment on this, because I'll tell you, he's got the big bowl jointed shoulders that aren't going to go too high, and they wouldn't go too high over this piece anyway. Decent double jointed old elbows, big fisted hands here. He's got the ab crunch. Just like that. Really nice low ab crunch. You know what? And that's good because I'm going to want to go and get myself in like a running pose with him. So being able to crack that all the way down that way is fantastic. And then if you want to do like a I just hit somebody pose, you got a nice lean back there. So I think that they chose the right body for this because of how much um, rotation you have in this waist here, or whatever, this like ab crunch part. There is still a rotation at the waist. And then, yeah, like you could do everything you want to do with the legs pretty much. He has a decent kick forward, okay kick back. But really, what we want to get to is we want to get to this right here. Can he stand? Can he hold that pose and just be kind of barreling into somebody? There you go. Pretty simple need for the figure. I think that they did a good job of just choosing the right parts here. This is clearly all reuse except for that one head sculpt. And the paint looks good. There you go. I mean, like every single figure that we've talked about so far today, it's did they nail the head sculpt? And how does the paint look? That's what these figures are. That's why they did this as a 5-pack. Because they were easy ones to just kind of put together in a 5-pack and then give you some stuff. All right, so I like it. I was expecting to like it. It's pretty much what I expected out of it. The face sculpt looks great. The paint looks great. And having that ab crunch is what we needed. So there you go, just to reiterate some of the things that we were talking about. All right, 2 figures left in this multi-pack. So first we have accessories here. These are going to be all Molten Man accessories. So Molten Man comes with 2 extra fisted hands, which I'm going to put away for now. And then he has, I just wanted to kick out. Hold on. And then he has these flame effects for his hands. And this flame effect, I assume, is going on his shoulders. So it's a nice translucent flame effect there. Okay, let's get Molten Man out here. Interesting, they gave him like a little like stretcher for his legs. I guess they didn't want his legs to like warp. Maybe that's what they were worried about. All right, here is Molten Man. So we have seen this head. It's Hydra Enforcer head. One of the alternate. It might be smaller than that, actually. We've definitely seen this head before. You guys can tell me in the comments if you know. He actually is a little bit slimmer than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting a bigger body for him. But he does have butterfly joints, which is cool. So there it is. That's how he looks right there. He's very much one straight color. It is a metallic looking gold, I'll go with. It's a very golden figure. There is some marbleization here. You can see some on the abs. If you go to the back, you can see some on the back. He's got left butt cheek marbleization going on there. So, like I said, that's always going to be somewhat of an issue when they do this type of plastic, but not too bad. I mean, this is a little bit jarring, but he's Molten Man. He should be like bubbling and popping and different things going on. So I think that a little bit of marbleization is acceptable here. We have one open hand on the left side. It has a little flame effect right at the wrist. And then we got a fisted hand here. What's interesting is that they gave us 2 fisted hands as well. So this fisted hand, I guess you would just pop off to remove the flame effect. I don't know. I feel like they should have just given us 2 open hands and 2 fisted hands and then just either given us the flame hands on both of them or not giving us the flame hands at all. I don't know. Kind of a weird decision. His belt is a separate piece, so it's going to move up and down. So just got to get it in the right place. Figure that out. All right. Let's pop some accessories on him. Here is the shoulder one. So yeah, that just pops right on his shoulder. Nothing crazy about it. Easy little pop on right there. I will say that his shoulder, this like extra shoulder part up here, is like a separate thing because he has the butterfly joints. So it's honestly a little bit more noticeable when you put this effect on that it's like a separate weird piece here. But you just got to get him in the right pose, and you can probably hide that away. Looks good from the back. Very nice. You can see the gold popping through the translucent effect, which is nice. So that works for me. And then we have, see, this is like weird. Like, why did they give us these and then give us those like weird hands? If they were giving these anyway, I mean, I guess you could put these on his legs. Should I put them on his legs? Yeah, I'm gonna put them on his legs and see how those go. Maybe this is more meant for his legs. Yeah, that might be more the thing that we want there. He's bubbling. Let's go on the other side now. These are slightly different, these effects. So I guess it's just all about getting them where you want them to, because then you can kind of like get his hands up and going, and then you can see the effects on the hands, the effects on the feet, the effects on the shoulders. Right there, come on. Get him going like that. See, that looks better. Having them on the legs for sure. So I think that's where they're meant to be. So you can see the shoulder piece kind of popped up a little bit. There we go. I'll fix that. That looks good. I like that. Let's pop his head up a little bit. There we go. That's good. That looks nice and menacing. But see, there's like little things that you gotta like make adjustments on. Now I gotta get his belt back in place. There is a little bit of warping going on with his leg, which is why I think they put him in that little stretcher. So watch out for warpage, or maybe like you can heat him up and fix that and like bend him back. So like when you with the warping, you basically heat it up with hot water, get it to the spot you want it to be, and then cool it quickly, and then it'll like kind of cool into place. Um, I'm sure that there's videos explaining that and everything that you can check out, but that's one way to do it. Yeah, so it is molten, man. For the articulation here, I mean, I guess the extra thing here that we really should look at is, well, when we look up and we have this effect, I mean, I guess you can still get it where you need it to go and not lose that effect, so that's decent. We do have these very nice butterfly joints though, so we can really like maybe try to like go up, or no, we'll give it like an spin. This needs to pop. Hold on. Oof, jeez, it's kind of hard to articulate and rotate this arm, just like because the type of plastic it is. But yeah, here we go. So we can really go far back with his shoulder. Look how far back that goes, because there's nothing hindering that. So if you wanted to go more of like I'm coming up from top with flames type deal. You do have to see, you hear that pop, so you do have to like pop that. But look how far back he can go back with that, which is very interesting. So these are good butterfly joints for sure, and you have like a lot of posing options with those. So you can go like really forward with it. You can have this one come back. That's a little bit better pose than we had him in earlier. Get him like a little bit wider of a stance here. Rotate this out, get that going there. Flatten his legs out. I always like to do something a little bit more dynamic. That going. The good thing is that he has a shin cut that you can use kind of get yourself to the point where you can stabilize him, if I can. There we go. Then you just pop his effects back on. See, that's a better pose than what we had him in earlier. That's a little bit better. Now he looks like he's like running the crew for sure. Using the butterfly joints, using the shin cuts to get him stable and in a wide stance. All right, I like this. I think this looks good. Once again, interesting choices here. The gold is very nice. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, I remember reading the early comics, and he did look gold in them. I don't know if I would want him to be more orange. I think that this is the way he's supposed to look, and the classic look that he had in the comics. And then you have the flames that are adding the orange to it. There is something a little bit disjointed about the orange with the gold. Maybe I would have went with like gold. I mean, I think it's because they're translucent. You're supposed to be able to see the gold through them, and then that's the gold transitioning into orange. That's kind of what they were going for. I might have went for a little bit more translucent, like a little bit less orange, to make it a little bit clearer, and then just like a slight bit of orange on it on those effects. But overall, looks good. The hand thing is kind of weird. Like, I don't know who would use just the two fisted hands. I guess if you just wanted him as just a basic figure without any of the flame effects, you could pop those off, and then you're just a gold figure. So there's that. But overall, I mean, I think it looks decent. There's a little bit of a disjointed thing going on here, but he's got good articulation, decent look. There you go. Spider-Man villain. Early Spider-Man villain. So, all right. This one is going to be a good one because I already am like, wow. This could be a figure of the night candidate so far, based on its look to me so far. I'm thinking maybe. Now this will be interesting because I would like to see if we get another version of this in the future, but I don't think we're ever going to nail this deco the way we did again. So the next figure that we're going to review is our Ultimate Spider-Man. So this is Peter Parker. This is very purple. It is. Let me get more light in here so you guys can see. This is a very purple figure, and I love the way that this looks. It is clearly supposed to be the black suit, but it is very purple. And I don't think that it's supposed to be the symbiote. I think it's supposed to be. It might be the symbiote. I'm not 100% on the Ultimate stuff, because there are times where he just wears a black suit, and there are times where he has the symbiote suit. But this looks so good in purple right here. Really nice. That's dope. Now, this is also a shorter Spider-Man. In Ultimate Spider-Man, he is younger. So that's why he is much shorter, which is also another, like, just a cool thing to have in the collection for sure. Might have to order another one of these sets just as a Spider-Man. All right. So he does come with some web. He's got, let's see. He's got thwipping. Thwipping? Yes, thwip. Okay, let's get a thwip out here. It's his birthday, according to 50 cents. That what 50 cents said? All right, let's get a thwipping hand out here. Which one do we want? This side is left. Let's go with the right hand as the thwipping hand. Oh, no, actually, I like this one. Here we go. So we have a full set of hands is what you need for Spider-Man. So we got wall crawling hands, 2 thwipping hands, and obviously he comes with the two fisted hands. I am going to swap out the left side and put its whipping hand on that side. I will say that this is a very small hand, so just be careful. Like the peg is long, so it takes a little bit of an effort to get it out of there. See how easy it is to get it in. Left hand is just this one. This one. You know how big that peg is? Jesus. There we go. Got it. All right. All right. So let's do some articulation on this. So our look up. Look at that. That's a fantastic look. That is Spider-Man. That's clearly he can crawl on a wall and be looking straight forward. That's fantastic right there. You look down, really good as well. He's got a left and right. He has a little bit of a. Some people call this like the pile driver, where he can kind of like head bob like that. That's good. I will point out up here, there's a little bit of a white paint there, so they missed a little bit of paint there. You can probably just honestly rub that off. There's a little bit of marbleization in the head, but a lot of the marbleization on this kind of fades in. It almost looks like it's like translucent. It looks good. Like I don't mind it as much as I do on some other figures. You guys know how much I complain about marbleization. I will say, since he's such a small body, there is no butterfly here. So we have to make do with our rotations of the shoulder joint and then our bend forward and our bend back. You really can't go too far back with that. But once again, we can do like a rotation, pop his shoulder back, go that way, and then go like that to like get like a bold fist reaching back for a punch. Marbleization. So who's a good example? I feel like it was more prevalent on Silvermane. So when you look at, there's a good spot for it. Like when you look at this type of plastic that they didn't really paint over, see how like there's like this almost looks like it's like a cut here, but it's not. It's, you know how like a marble has the swoosh in it? Like a real marble, like a clear marble has a little swoosh in it. Ooh, big raid. What up, guys? How's everybody doing? We are reviewing some figures right now. There's plenty of stuff in the store at the moment. So if you guys want to scroll through, there's over 500 items available listed. Feel free to make me an offer on anything. No figure that is listed is this ain't woman's bras. Ridiculous. All the prices that are listed are very much placeholder prices, guys. So like I said, if you guys see something that you're interested in, feel free to make any offer on it. I entertain all offers, and if you're looking for multiple items, we always do better deals on multiple items. The figures that are on the table right now, the ones that are available are the Human Fly and the Razorback. The other two were purchased already, and we're just reviewing them before they go out to people. But we're doing some reviews tonight. And yeah, we're just looking at figures. But we always have over 500 items listed in the store. So if you guys are interested in anything, let me know. I assume that you guys are G.I. Joe. We have a ton of G.I. Joe classifieds. All right. Getting back to this. So, like I said, you can use that rotation to get yourself a nice, like, fisted action there. He has a bicep swivel here. He does have double jointed elbow. It's just that his arms are not big. So you can get that decently up there, and you can go straight with that. What else? So we have the upper chest, nice lean down. So look at that. I can be crawling. You see where I'm going with this? I can crawl. I can be hunched over. I can really. I'll show you guys. Like cool. Like look at that. He's ready to fuck shit up there. Here's a roll back on that. What's nice is that we continued the paint under this so that when we do our like big jumping, falling, spidey pose, we don't lose any of that symbiote symbol magic there. Yeah, so good rotation there. And then he has a waist rotation. Decent splits, not fantastic. We've seen better splits for sure. You can kind of maybe fix that a little bit by going a little bit higher and then rotating out like that. But then you are going to curve forward on that. But you can get your classic Spidey. You can get your classic Spidey pose out of him like that if you need to. And then that kind of covers our double jointed knees there. So good double jointed knees. Here's a kick forward. Here's a kick back. Pretty good kick back. You can really get like a lunge type movement going on there. Yeah, I really like this figure. This is cool. He does have a shin cut, which honestly, they're getting rid of the shin cut in a lot of figures. I love when they leave it in. It really helps you get your rotation so you can fix your center of gravity and like adjust to different poses for sure. And then here's your feet. Foot is a little bit tight. There we go. There's a foot forward, foot back. Then we got ankle pivot there. Yeah, so what I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with like he's coming in. I want like a low to high, wide stance. Rotate this so that pops into place. Get that one. Maybe like a separate type of deal there. Sorry, I'm like whispering sweet nothings to you guys while I try to pose this. Yeah, get that. Now he gets out this way, pops that forward. Okay, man, find your center. I do wish that the foot went forward a little bit more. I think it just needs to be like warmed up. Hold on, let me get to it. All right, how's that? Nice low stance. See, this is what I love about this is he has the look up. He has the good ab crunch. He has the look up, and then you can really rotate that arm to get the fist out there, and then you can get the whipping hand going forward, and then I can use my shin rotation to allow me to get a nice low stance, but still have a decent center of gravity. That's cool. I like that. That's a good look for this Spidey. So this is that full Ultimate Spider-Man 5-pack. Human Fly, Silvermane, Razorback, Molten Man, and Ultimate Spider-Man. All right, good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's any question that the Spider-Man is the best figure in here. It's just a matter of how much do you like purple is the question. We've had this small Spider-Man as Ultimate Spider-Man before, and we've had it as symbiote Spider-Man before, so we've had options on this in the past. Um, but having it with this deco is a really nice addition to a collection. It really pops. I could literally just see this being like my favorite Spider-Man figure. I mean, obviously, we've progressed since then. We are going to need another small Spider-Man that is a pinless version. But for now, this is the version we have, and you can still do cool stuff with it. I mean, he's pretty close to just being in a crawling position there. So, that's good stuff. All right, so there is Ultimate Spider-Man. And obviously, for comparisons, everybody's next to each other. This is a good selection of figures to compare to each other. Obviously, the Razorback is very big. Spider-Man is very full. Everybody else is kind of medium height. Yeah, good stuff. And we got everybody into decent poses. Human Fly didn't try too hard, but he's supposed to be in a flying pose, so is what it is. All right, so that is the Spider-Man 5-pack. If I were to, I guess I'm gonna rank figures later, but if I could rank this 5-pack within it, last I would say it's tough because there's 3 that are basically the same for me. All right, I'm gonna put Silvermane last, just because I know this Ultron body and I've seen it before and I know what it does. This also the guns don't seem to make too much sense for me, but it is what it is. I'm gonna put Razorback second to last. It really is just a head sculpt. That's all it is. It's good selection for you, what you need from it, but it's just a head sculpt. I'll put Human Fly third. I like his paint deco. Other than Spider-Man, he has my favorite deco in this pack because that yellow really pops, and then the green is a little bit duller, and then the face sculpt is just fantastic. Probably the best face sculpt in the set. Then I'll put Molten Man. I think they really nailed that classic gold look to him. I just think that I would have dimmed down the accents a little bit. And then the Spider-Man is a dope, small, purple Spider-Man. I have no complaints. I would say, I think that there's another version that came in the Space Venom wave that you did get the butterfly joints. If it had butterfly joints, it'd be perfect. If it was pinless with butterfly joints, hopefully we'll be getting that soon, but it is what it is. But that's a good set right there. All right. 2:30. All right, so let's continue moving. Let me take a little break here for the people that came in. If anybody is interested in anything, I am in between figures right now. So if you need me to sell you anything, or if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'll give you a minute to look around. This is all Micro Galaxy Squadron. This is all Black Series. There's some 3 3/4 inch ships down there. There's old Turtle NECA stuff over here. DC. There's movie, Deadpool, Wolverine over there. There's the Logan and Sabretooth set over there. This is all Marvel. So we have a bunch of retro carded stuff. We have the Zaboo wave. We have all these figures up here. And then we have all G.I. Joe classifieds over here. We have some exclusives at the bottom, some more recent stuff over there. I moved some of this other stuff out of the way because I wanted to get to the air conditioner tonight. And then we have that stuff. So if anybody has any specific requests, throw it in the chat and let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to our next figure. We have 3 more figures to do, so we'll keep that going. I guess I will say that it is Deadpool time. So we'll go with the Deadpool. Let me just push these guys back. I really got that Spidey in a good pose. He didn't even fall over. All right, this is going to be the Marvel Legends Legacy Collection Deadpool. So this Deadpool was previously released in a 2-pack with Negasonic Teenage Warhead when they were doing all the Fox releases. There are some updates here. I have the old version, and we can do some comparisons as well. All right, here he is in the tray. A lot of hands. I think it's the same sets of hands. You just cut all the tape so it's easier to take everything out. All right. Get all the hands out and take a look at those. Yeah, I'm reviewing stuff. A lot of this stuff already sold. I have Deadpool to sell sealed still if you want one. So we'll see if you like him during the review, and if you want one, I have him. I have him, and I have Wolverine available. Yeah, some of our customers let us open stuff and review them before we ship them out. So we always reserve 1 day a week to do that. Kick him out of here. No. There we go. All right, all accessories have been removed. All right, so we got hands. So we have 2 fisted hands. We have 2 trigger finger hands. And we have 2 sword grabby hands. All right, those are all your hands. I'm not going to put them away just yet, but I'll put the fisted ones away because we don't need the fisted ones. We're not going to do anything with those. But I want to be able to show the swords. I want to be able to show the handguns, all that stuff. All right, here's our swords. I don't think that there's much of a difference here, but I will pull a sword to compare it to. So the old one, it's the same. There's no difference in these swords. No, these are the same. The unicorn is the old unicorn. Is the same. I actually thought that there was more deco on the new one, but the unicorn is the same. So first what we'll do is we'll peg our swords into his back so we don't lose track of them. Put down the right way. Okay. All right. There he is. This red looks a little bit lighter. There's like is there a difference? There's a slight difference, right? Let's get more white here. Hold on. There's something about the red on the right one that I feel like it's a little like it's like a deeper red almost. I don't know. Tell me if I'm crazy. Is it the way the light's hitting it? Just seems like a little bit deeper of a red. That's my way to describe it. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's newer. All right. These handguns. This is the biggest update here. This is the update you guys need to know about. So, as you can see, the old version, it came with handguns that were separate handguns. And then it also had holstered handguns in here for no reason. For some reason, they just decided to mold these handguns in here. The new version comes with handguns that are removable. So he has a set of handguns that can be holstered and unholstered, which is such a simple thing that I do not understand why they didn't do it in the first release. But we have an, an updated release and we can do that now. So that is that. The unicorn thing is going to work the same way. We have our hand out just like this, and we put our unicorn in the hand. I like to put the hoofs like in between his fingers because I feel like it catches it more. And then he's just holding it, and there it is. And then he can do like a little pet over here if he wants to. He can reach over and do like a little pet, maybe rotate that in, and it's like he's petting it. All right, enough of the unicorn. So, the cool thing about this figure is that it feels so much like the movie because of how textured they did the suit parts. There is very much a texture going on here that you can feel. It's like sculpted in. That's just the way that they did the plastic. Very nice. I always liked the feel of this figure. Especially the old one has the same type of thing going on. It's basically the same figure. I think it's a different, slightly different red, and it has that holster fix, and that's basically the only difference. They both have butterfly joints. Even that black over there is a little bit blacker, but this might just be a little dusty. Yeah, the legs are the same. There's a little bit of no, that's the same. It's the same figure. It really is the same figure. You're gonna get the same articulation. You're gonna get the same accessories. The biggest thing is that you can holster the guns. That's the main difference here. So there you go. All right. So just to review, we'll take a look at the details a little bit more. So like I said, I like the textured. It very much feels like he's wearing armor. He's got this shoulder strap here, which it moves around a little bit. It's connected to the belt, so if you just tighten that belt down, it won't move as much. We got a little bit of a mispaint there. Yeah, he's got his holsters. They look good. All that's it's just very much the movie character. Not really too much of a difference here. Here's the holster on the back for the gun, for the swords. You might be able to pull that out, but I don't want to mess with it too much. Clearly, they just pegged that right in there. Nice detail here is that the hood has like a little bit of a wrinkled out to it, which is a good look. Yeah, just really nailing the movie look here. For sure. Nice little pouches here. It's got the Deadpool symbol there. The paint is a little bit bigger on the left than it is on the right. It doesn't necessarily look like the eyeballs it's supposed to, but that's all right. It's a very small area. Yeah. There's the shoes. He's got nice padding on his shoes. Just trying to look to see if there's any differences, and there really is no difference here. All right, let's launch into articulation since we've never actually reviewed articulation for this figure on here. And then we'll do some poses and we'll keep moving. So here's our look up. Look up leaves a little bit to be desired here. This is a big head. It's kind of getting stopped by the back of this head here. Like we just did that Spidey. We can look up so much. This head, it kind of blocks a little bit of that. So if you're doing like a drop-in type of thing, You can be hindered there. As you just noticed, I flipped that over and the handgun came out of the holster. So see if we push it back in, if it'll stay. Yeah, it will. Okay. Obviously, we can look left and right. You can do a little bit of a head bob forward and backwards. So there's your like pile driver head bob thing. The neck. There's something with the neck where you can move it like a little bit. I don't know if it's intended. To the shoulders. Shoulders. We can go up a decent amount higher than a 90-degree angle, which is nice. We do have our butterflies. So we got nice butterflies going on there that we can use. We have a bicep cut. We have double jointed elbows. These are pinless. And then he's got all these different hands, so you can do different wrist movements with all of them. The waist, he can go back. It's not really hindered too much by the swords. Maybe a little bit more by the belt. You need to move the belt out of the way a little bit. But he can definitely lean back for sure. He can lean forward. Not really being hindered there either. The strap looks a little stupid there. You just pop it back up. Waist rotation, looking good. Here's your splits. So now this is where these handguns are going to get in your way. So he's clearly going to have better splits. Well, that's kind of like the limit of the splits. The handguns just don't look as good when he's doing the split there. He does not have a drop down hip. Here's a rotation right there. That's good. That doesn't get stopped. Here's your knee. Decent. We've seen better, but we've seen worse. No shin cut, which I'm a big fan of shin cut. So no shin cut there. And then here's your... Oh, did we do a kick forward? Here's a kick forward. Really nice kick forward. You can pretty much go 90 degrees there. Here's your kick back. Nice little kick back going on there. Not too, it doesn't even pop off to the side too much when you do that. You can tighten that up and make it like a straight kick back. So that's good. And then ankles. Nice little forward. Nice back. Nice rotation. Not getting blocked. You would think that this would block, but it stays out of the way. It's staying out of the way somehow. That's very good. I like that. All right. Let's give him a sword pose. Oh, you know what? Let's go 1-on-1. How's that? We'll go 1-on-1. We'll go just because we have a lot of figures to get through, and this is not too much of an update here. Let's go with a handgun in this hand. I know I hate it when I am not on screen for you guys. Yeah. Let's go with the handgun in this hand. Still got to stretch that out. There we go. The gun is very it's very... We didn't really look at the guns. Here's one of the handguns. It's very bendy plastic. It's like for some reason they use like just a bendy ass plastic here. I guess because they wanted it to be for the holster, but I feel like they've been making holsters for years and maybe they wanted it to be able to do the splits or something. I have no idea. Anyway, let's go with like that up type deal. I'm like thinking something like this. And give me a sword. All right, do this off screen. Yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the ass. I need this one. Which one? This one. Okay, and then give me a sword. Can I get this? I might be able to get this. Hold on. I can get his shit stabilized enough. Oh, it's so close. Okay, there we go. One leg standing pose. I'm imagining him doing some type of cartwheel, like flip, stab, shoot combination on that one. All right, let's get him a little bit more like centered down here. So this is the part where you want the you want like that shin rotation I was talking about. It really does help. But the good thing is that his ankles pop so much that you can really get like a solid pop and base on him. There you go. This is just a nice basic shooty stabby pose. All right. And he's got his little unicorn chilling. So you tell me, this red, am I crazy or does it look different? Let's put it down here. No, in that angle it looks the same. I think I'm just playing tricks on myself. So they have a little bit of ratcheting going on, yeah. You can hear it. The arms, yeah, there's ratcheting. The elbows don't have it. The like shoulder kind of does. Obviously, the butterfly doesn't have it as much. Obviously, the head doesn't have it. But yeah, so the double jointed knees, like the lower part definitely has ratcheting. And then the upper part, oh, let me get to it. He can't even like get to it as much because he's so thick. I don't. Yeah, the upper part has a little bit of a. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, this is mine, and I've had this one for years, and it's still very much like holding its pose. And this is the old one. So I wouldn't worry too much about loosening of the pose. This elbows, it can. I mean, even that. Like, is that even loose? It hits all the different. Maybe when I get like down there, it starts to get looser. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not. I'm not worried about. There's the parts of this figure that I'm not worried about that I worry about in other figures, and including some of the other Spider-Man figures that we just did. I'm not worried about plastic rubbing really anywhere. I'm not thinking. I don't think that there's anywhere that I would worry about that. Usually, it's like up here where it happens, but you don't even really need to go. It doesn't even really do that. Like it's not touching. It's not touching when I do this, so I'm not going to get a plastic rub there. Maybe this part, but it still seems like it has enough separation. This was always a very well made figure. I think that's why they didn't really even do. They just put it back out and didn't even really do an update for it. This gun, the guns are weird. I would maybe get different handguns. Oh, he also has a knife that that we can put in here. Where's the knife? Well, I'll use this one as the example for now. So we got a knife, and we can peg it right in there. Comes in and out. I see. When it mutes, I can see it though. It's because you said. I don't understand why it did it for chest and mid rubs. Chest and groin usually rubs chest and mid rubs. The second one I don't understand. I understand them doing groin maybe, but definitely not the other one. All right, so I mean, listen, this is one of the best versions of Deadpool we've ever gotten, and it makes sense that they just kind of put it back out. That's basically my review, and it's nice to have the ability to holster his guns, remove his guns, and because it's so stupid for him to have two guns holstered and then it comes with two handguns. It's like I don't even understand what you're doing with that. So there you go. That was that. I haven't opened Logan. One sold directly out of the store, so I just shipped it, and then I haven't had and none of my customers that typically let us review things have bought a Logan from us, so I haven't had the opportunity. Everything that I buy is to sell initially, and then I get the personals later. Some of the stuff that we're gonna actually the Dark Phoenix that we're doing tonight is a personal. I can show you a 97 Wolverine if you want. I have one. We did a review of it already, like a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago when it first came out. We're gonna do. Oh yeah, he's awesome. I'll show you. I'll do it quick. He's already on my desk because I was gonna do Dark Phoenix comparisons. So here is 97 Wolverine. So no joints anywhere or whatever, no pins anywhere. There he is. He doesn't have like the removable claws anymore. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bend going here. I replaced my other one, my older one. I gave him metal claws. I don't think that there might be some type of solution. I think that these are glued in though. I really don't think you can do anything about it, but like get a decent look up, really good look down. I like that these shoulder pads, you can move them where they need to be in relation to where he's going. He's got butterfly joints. He's got the pinless jointed, double jointed pinless elbow. Really nice wrist rotation. Yeah, my older one has the metal, so maybe could have used a little bit more of a lean back, but you can still do what you need to do there. Here's a lean forward, so you can come up from like underneath with a stab type deal. Has the waist rotation. His belt is pretty it is a separate piece, but it's like very much firmly in place, so it's not really going anywhere. I do not have one of these for sale now. This is just my personal one. You can get a nice kick up with him straight, or you can rotate it further that way to go like a little bit wider with it. He has rotation there. He has a nice double jointed knee there. He has a boot cut, which is really cool because it's like a hidden boot cut. You can literally spin his boot all the way around. These sealed are going for like over 60, I'm going to say, is like a quote. I mean, a lot of people are trying to sell them for 80. I don't know how many have actually sold for 80, but when we had them in stock, we sold them like, I don't know. I sold them quick, like as soon as we had them. So I didn't like, they weren't that expensive yet. So look, we made a couple bucks on them, but it wasn't like that crazy. Yeah, the only one thing with this specific one on mine is that, which the funny thing is that I ended up buying this one loose. It's only missing one hand, and it like was not expensive. I don't even understand. Like the guy must just not even known. It was just like a Facebook seller because I sold everything. Yeah, he's dope. This is really like a definitive Wolverine for sure. His height is like perfect. Is his height? His height compared to like even like a crouched Deadpool there. Yeah, he's dope. He's really cool. Yeah, I did an actual review of him, Cyclops, and I think Jean together, all in one video. But that was like a while ago. All right, what's next? All right, let's go with She-Hulk. This is the Iron Man wave She-Hulk. So this is supposed to be the best She-Hulk. We will see what the deal is for sure. This is what happens when we get too many figures on the table and I start running out of room. So really nice Iron Man retro packaging. It does have basically here's the accessories it comes with thing on the back. A little file card on the back. You could like maybe cut it out if you wanted to. And then here's more of a look at the front of it. It's very much just the Iron Man retro. Then it has a little printed She-Hulk thing. Digital letters. Once again, if anybody wants anything, just throw it in the chat and let me know. Deadpool and Wolverine are both listed, so if anybody wants one of those, shout it out. All right, here she is, just in the tray. Well, let's get her out here. Well, let's get the accessories out. The accessories. I got 2 hands and a broken gun. All right, these are her 2 fisted hands. Very nice green on the. This is her, I guess, gun that she can like break in half. So cool little busted gun, and then we'll pull her out. Go hair first. That would be my suggestion on that. All right, here, let's get her as tall as she can get first. So, really nice face sculpt. The hair is fantastic. I love that it's like the green and black. Good stuff. Yeah, she's got a really pops neon green for sure. It's very bright. I'll give you like a little more light in there so you can really see that. She is like glowing. Okay. So, yeah, we have the 2 hands. We did those accessories. Obviously, she's got like her singlet thing going on with the little white here. She got the white gauntlets there. We talked about the hair. See under the hair. Yeah, exactly what you would expect. Very nice. It looks like so imposing. I'll definitely do some size comparisons after this. This is a beautiful figure. This is really nice. Okay, the hair does not have a lot of bend to it, so we're not going to really be doing like any look up poses. There's no way to go up here. We can look down, so you can like look down at this Spider-Man over here like that. So that's cool. They give us the ability to do that. She's not looking up at too many people. So, hold on, I got tape on me. All right. For rotating the head, I mean, it kind of curls around, so you could do like a look to the she's kind of like Batman in Batman '89. She can definitely look sideways though, and then her hair actually still looks good. See the way that like kind of like curls like that, so she can definitely do a nice like walking pose. It's just that she's always going to be like looking down a little bit when you do that, but for the most part, she's going to be looking down at people. So that still looks pretty good when you rotate the head. As far as the shoulders, 90-degree angle on the shoulders, bicep rotation, double jointed, very nice. Look at that double jointed elbow. She can reach all the way back there. That's fantastic. All right. Her wrists, she's got this wrist here that can go like that, which is nice. And then you can go backwards too. Yeah, I don't want to overdo that, but yeah, backwards too, like that. All right. For her waist, obviously, we have one solid waist piece here, and then like this breast cut here. This is what they're doing with a lot of the new female figures. They're abandoning this cut and keeping this breast cut up here. So she can go down a little bit, back, decent. That's not really the hair getting in the way. Nothing crazy there. And she can, when she needs to rotate, she can rotate like this. But there is nothing down here for articulation in this area. She has no coochie articulation. Her shoulders are ratcheting. I will say that. So you can go forward, go back, do all the fun stuff there. All right, split time. Very nice splits. For a big figure like this is a very nice split. Here's our kick forward. Nice little kick forward. We can get to a nice 90-degree angle. Here's our kick back. Not really doing any kick back there. So once again, we have to do the up and rotate back. She could do a nice side kick for you if you need to. And then if you want to do even higher of a kick up, you can rotate sideways and go that way with it. But see, already from doing that, this is why we don't do that. Got a little bit of a thing there. It's always going to cut in a little bit. I would avoid that if you guys want to not have any plastic damage or paint rub or anything like that. Here's our knees. Pretty good knee. She has big thighs, obviously, so she's not going to be able to go crazy as far as kicking herself in the own ass, but decent stuff. She does have shin rotation. And then here's your ankles and your pivot. So let's get, what can we do with this gun that she's ripping him in half? You can put this here. And she really is easy to stand. I will say, she has like a good center of gravity. So there's like an example of what you can do with this accessory. Just have her ripping it. This knee is a little bit loose. You noticed it coming out of the package. But there's an example of what you can do there. Like I said, we can do our like sideways thing if we want to. Ever looking this way and doing that. Hold on, let me get it into like a better looking thing like that. Like that. That taller. Just like kind of flexing it a little bit. All right, good stuff. Maybe a. Let's get like a flex pose now. Let's try that. See how easy it is to swap these hands too. Hands popped right out, no problem there. And they pop right in. So very easy hand swap. No problems there. Let's get like a nice rotate the shoulder. Get that going that way. There we go. This is a nice little flex pose for her. That's a good one. All right, really cool. Love the deco. Love the neon green. It looks so good. I don't really. I mean, it's cool to have the gun that she rips in half just to have like an extra accessory, but it's not totally necessary. I might have preferred an alternate head instead, but good stuff there. But that's a nice She-Hulk right there. Very cool. Definitely one of those. Could be a figure of the year candidate, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how she ranks tonight. She is very big though, so you have to really nail that weight distribution, because you've seen a couple times that she's wanted to either fall forward or fall backwards. Put her over here in front of Spidey. Put her right there. There she is next to Spidey. So you see she's towering over Spidey. Your Deadpool come with 2 extra guns? No, it comes with 2 guns. It comes with 8 hands, 2 handguns, 2 swords. The difference was, and this is the old version, these holstered guns are removable on this version. So that's the one that, so they only included the 2 guns there. Let's do some quick comparisons before. Actually, you know, we'll do all the comparisons at the end. How's that? All right, so that was She-Hulk. All right, now we're down to our last figure of the night, and it is an anticipated figure for me. I'm very excited about this. We got some pinless tech here. See how this goes. So this is going to be the Dark Phoenix, which won the vote earlier as to what the extra figure that we were going to review tonight was. So this is one of my personal figures that I'm going to throw into the review pile and then put in an X-Men display. So there she is, Dark Phoenix. I do have the 2-pack, but I don't want to open the 2-pack, so I figure I'll just open this one, and this will be in my Dark Phoenix. Pretty good job of opening this. Did not create too much now. Oh, they're ripped there. Whatever, never mind. All right, here is the Dark Phoenix in her tray. Here's the Phoenix accessory that we can wrap around, I guess, her arm, maybe her shoulder. As far as translucence, there's it up against the light, so you can see the orange. Not so much, but the yellow parts really pop in the translucence when you put it up against the light. With the women, hair first always, because they just have so much hair. All right, she has 2 open hands, so she could do like her telekinesis with these. And then she comes with 2 fisted hands on her. Take a look at this head sculpt. Very nice. I love the red here. We do have some extra like paint rubbing going on there, the detailing. So it's like feathered hair going on there. It's not just the solid red. The red pops, but it also has like the black accents to it, which is very nice. Face looks good. Lipstick looks good. The eyebrows are pretty prominent. She's got like the mascara look to her for sure. This I probably would have liked to have had an alternate head sculpt, but we are getting that green Phoenix soon, so that'll be a good option. I'll put her just so you can see. This is the old green Phoenix head sculpt. So if you wanted to see her like not in decked out mode, and I mean there's still a little bit of accenting going on there, but I think that this red just really pops so much more on that, and you can see like the Phoenix logo looks better here. Yeah, but we've come a long way in female faces for sure. I mean, this one, it's like a soulless face, but it's supposed to look like that because she's like an evil entity at this point. Yeah, the red just overall really popping. The red on her suit looks really good. It is different than the red on her hair, but it still like creates like a little bit of extra contrast going on there, and just the yellow and the red really pop on top of each other. The yellow accents look really nice. The Phoenix logo looks fantastic. Like the way that looks. We got this whole situation here with this little belty sash thing. The Phoenix logo looks really good on here. This is going to be one of those things that kind of just, it's going to sit where it's going to sit, and you just try to manipulate it whatever way you can there. Right, and then here's the back. There you go. There. A little toka section for you. All right, so into articulation here. She's not going to be able to look up. Her hair is too thick. So there's no look up going on there. And there's really not much look down. Oh, actually, no. We got a really good look down there. Really good look down there. Did her head pop off? No, it didn't pop off. It just kind of like does the pile drive like that. It like sits high enough on her head that if you want to do a nice look down, you can. So you can do your floating down, looking down to fuck shit up action. You can see, I guess they made her neck peg like a little bit longer so that she could do that. You can notice it from the back. So that's good. I like that. That they found a way to avoid having that hair issue for sure is really good. Shoulders can go really high up. It's probably easier to maybe do this side with the shoulder. This side actually went a little bit higher. Interesting. There you go. So you kind of have to like bend this shoulder piece. If you notice, you can push it in and then you can really get to the limit of your shoulder here. So there's a little bit of a where this piece meets this piece, you just kind of push it under and there. Now, over time, that will probably create a little bit of a rub there. It's nice that it's red on red, so we don't really have to worry about it too much, but you can really get a nice uh, pose going on there. Bicep rotation, elbow, double jointed, beautiful double jointed female elbow. We've been waiting years, folks, and we got it now. She can reach like behind her head if she needs to. Really good stuff. The wrists, nice wrist there, nice wrist back, good stuff. Now we're still doing. We got the breast cut, but no waist cut, right? So we're gonna go with rotation down this way, rotation back, really nice rotation back this way. Would have liked to have maybe a little bit of extra yellow paint here, like we talked about with the Spider-Man, how there wasn't a break in the paint. There is a break in the paint here. So if you really get her like leaning back, you're going to notice that. But yeah, really nice. Rotation. She can rotate left and right. No problem there. She also has like a swivel here. Once again, just be careful with that paint rub there. You don't want to create any bad paint rub there, but you can really do like a nice like hula action here. Splits. Decent, not amazing, good enough. I'll say good enough on that. Kick forward is very good, very good. Kick back, not really. Like we said, we can rotate out and we can get our kick back that way. We have an upper thigh cut. We got our knees. We got our double. Look at that, and she can pretty much kick herself in the ass there. That's what we're looking for. She has thinner legs than She-Hulk had. That means that she can rotate further and is not hindered by these thighs right here. Thick thighs might save lives, but they don't save action figures. There is no boot cut. And then we got our very easy to access ankle here. So no problems there. So let's see what we can do here. We get like first I want telekinesis hands. I don't really need fisted hands for her on her right now. So give me my telekinesis hands. We'll do a hand swap. That's nice right there. Look at that. Look how cool that is. And then give me like your looking down type deal. Very nice. Trying to think if I have a flight stand quick. Yeah, that's all right. We didn't need a flight stand for the other ones. It's okay. We'll just hold her by your hair. But look how cool that looks. The fact that you can pop these shoulders up, like her arms up so high with her shoulders, and the fact that you can do the look down the way that they made it, that is like what you're going to do. You're going to put her in a flight stand. You're going to have her hovering above everybody, and you're going to have her doing that type of thing. Now, the Phoenix itself needs to go like underneath. So that's kind of weird. Let's see if I can get it like in there. So maybe like something like that, which then maybe I'd want to rotate this down, push this back so that it hooks a little bit better. Kind of need to just get it to the point where it sits there. I guess this is supposed to go on her shoulder, which it might just not work as well with this pose. I'm not 100% sure where they want you to put the Phoenix. I mean, you can put it like on, I wouldn't go leg. I would say if we get her back down to a like standing, which we haven't really stood her up yet. So let's get her in a standing pose and see how easy she is to stand. It's always like a thing you got to make sure of. So pretty easy once we got her in that wide stance there. And look, still that looks so cool right there. All right, so now if I get like maybe like it's like her bird and she's got it over here, pop that arm out, keep that shoulder up just like we like it. And then just put her in here like this. I don't know. I don't really know what they want you to do with the Phoenix, to be honest. Maybe what I would do is I would put her like this and then rotate her arm in and then pop it like up. Seems to be like the best. It just doesn't like want to be in the right spot though. That's the thing about it. Kind of a weird accessory. I mean, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Of course, you want the Dark Phoenix to come with a Phoenix accessory, but like this piece is too wide for like where it's supposed to be. Like if it's supposed to be on her arm, then it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I wouldn't really put it on her leg, right? Like you want to put it on her leg? Doesn't make sense. You're gonna have her like one on her foot. It's so dumb. Yeah, I mean, I would think that I would want to put it like on her arm. Let's try the other arm. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll make more sense. I mean, I guess that looks a little bit better. And then maybe have that arm pushing out. But it does look out of place. And it also is pushing her forward and screwing up her weight distribution for sure. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with this Phoenix accessory, just the way it was executed. I feel like it's just kind of a hindrance. See, we were able to easily pose her so easy before without it. And now that we have to account for that weight, it like changes everything. Like, right, watch. Pop it off. I don't know. Maybe it's on me. Ugh. Okay. Bang the table, she'll stay. All right. Well, there you go. That is Dark Phoenix. So highlights for this one: face sculpt, deco. I'm interested to see how this green Phoenix face sculpt will look on her, the one that they just announced. We're also getting a better Phoenix stand. Yeah, love the paint. Articulation is fantastic. This is like our kind of our new standard for female figures. I want boot cuts for sure. That's been a theme for this entire stream. It just helps with getting the center of gravity corrected so that you're not falling all over the place. Yeah. Now we can do some comparisons. So I have some old comparisons and some new comparisons depending on which character we're talking about. So we'll leave her. We'll move her a little bit. Hold on. Move this Spidey out of the way. Let's just stand her up because it'll be easier to deal with. She's leaning so back because her hair is so fucking heavy. Her hair definitely creates some weight distribution issues. All right, so here she is next to the Green Phoenix. I'm not even going to try to stand this Green Phoenix. This thing does not like standing on its terrible high-heeled feet. It's like one of the worst things ever. So there that is. There's a comparison there. All right, so there's green and red. This is now going to be the... Oh, my God. There we go. You got to rotate those feet out so that her head doesn't take over. This is her next to the X-Men 97 Logan, which is similar type of release. Maybe like a year apart. Just get Logan in his normal stance here. So there they are next to each other. So she's taller than Logan, as it should be, but not towering over him. Here is the Warlock Wave Cyclops, which is still a good figure, still a good looking figure. Obviously, the new Cyclops is amazing. You can see he's very easy to stand. So they are next to each other. Usually we're used to the condom head Cyclops on that one. And then we'll do a little family portrait here with Cable. Just reviewing and opening a couple figures. We still have stuff for sale, but we just reviewed like all these figures that are on the table pretty much, except for the ones that we're doing comparisons with right now. So there, Dark Phoenix is next to Cable. So obviously Cable, much taller than his mother, or whatever his clone version of mother. And there you go. There's all your comparisons there. All right. So good stuff there. So we can look at Power Rangers stuff in a minute. I can literally see the bin from here, but I just want to finish off our review portion here. We have like one or two more things we need to do. I mean, I'm done with opening and reviewing figures, but I need to do like my comparison and my rankings here quick. There is stuff listed in the store if you want to look at the stuff listed in the store for Power Rangers. Just search for Lightning or Power Rangers or something like that. I don't know if there's something specific that you're looking for. Let me know. All right, who is going to win the night? That is the question. All right, time to rank everybody that we took a look at tonight. All right. All right. Okay. Last is Silvermane. He was the last person ranked in the 4-pack. So we're going to leave him in the last place overall. Don't hate it. Love the deco. Love the face sculpt. We've seen the guns before. We've seen the body before. Nothing crazy going on there. second to last, I'm gonna put Razorback. I love the decision that they made for using this body, but it is a body that we've seen multiple times before. The only thing that this figure is doing is creating a new upper body head sculpt. That's it. It looks good. It's executed well. It's just that's what the character demanded. That's what they gave us. That's all you really needed out of it. Did I put Molten Man ahead of him? I think I put Human Fly. Oh no, I think I put Molten Man next. Did I? No, I put Human Fly next. Human Fly, best part is the deco. The wings are really cool. The face sculpt is really nice. So he'll be third to last as we did with the multi-pack. Then I'm going to move over to Multi-Man. So this is the same order we did the multi-pack in pretty much. Molten Man, love the gold. It really pops. The accents don't quite match, but overall, good execution of a classic character. All right, so I'm going to jump out of the multi-pack quick. I'm going to say next is, oh boy, that's a tough one. Okay, I will. Kind of an upset. You know what? Actually, I'll do this. I'm gonna go with. I don't know. This is a tough decision. Oh, you know what? I know what I'll go with now. I'll go with the Droideka. Droideka. It's cool. It looks good in this pose. The rolling pose is not really something that you're gonna do, and they didn't execute it well enough. And it doesn't come with its blue shield that you would want with it. Overall, the pose that you would normally put a character like that in, it has it. So that's cool. So I'll put that there. Next, I'm gonna go with. This is such a tough decision because I love these four figures. All right, I'm gonna go with She-Hulk next. This is clearly the best She-Hulk we've ever gotten. She's imposing. Her face sculpt looks great. The weaknesses here, I could have used an extra head sculpt instead of her ripping the gun because I'd rather have her in this flexing pose anyway. The fact that she's gonna get some plastic damage if you try to like do kicks or like wider stances with her is a problem, and the fact that she doesn't have a boot cut is a huge problem for sure. We're getting into this position with these female figures where they're choosing to give us the breast cut but not the waist cut, and then they're not giving us a boot cut either. So it's like, how are we gonna be doing like sprawling, lunging, different dynamic poses without those two specific things? I think it's more of an issue with her because she has such weight distribution issues. Her hair is messing with her articulation for sure. You can't really look up with her. Those are the issues. Now, listen, the deco is fantastic. This green pops so much. The hair looks great. Obviously, I can get her into a pose that I need her to be in because this is the type of pose I would want her to be in. Or I could probably do like a cool punching pose with her or a smashing pose with her. So by no means am I trying to say that that this is a bad figure. We literally are reviewing like 9 figures tonight, and she's in the top 4. So, really cool figure, really well executed. I like it a lot. All right, so next I'm gonna go with Deadpool. This honestly might be the best figure on the table, but the bottom line is it's a re-release of a figure that we pretty much already had. The only difference, which was a needed difference, is the fact that they made it so that you can de-holster his handguns. Other than that, the texture of the figure, the articulation, even with the pinned joints, you can do everything that you need this character to do. His straps, you would think they get in the way, they don't. His gun holster or whatever, his sheaths for his guns on his back don't get in the way. This was an awesome figure when they released it a couple years ago. It's an awesome figure now, and they made a slight upgrade to it. The only reason it's in third place is because it wasn't really that much of a difference. All right. So it's between these two. All right, I'm gonna do it this way. All right, so I'll put Dark Phoenix in second. This is the evolution of female bodies. This is what Black Widow gave us for the most part. I don't know if there's like any differences. I would have to double check. I think Black Widow was like a little bit more dynamic, but we have our pinless arms, we have our pinless knees. We're able to do everything we need to do. Like I said, we don't have a waist cut, which I want. We don't have a swivel cut. So the pros and cons of this figure are everything that I said about She-Hulk. They both have big hair that you can't look up with. They both do not have shin cuts. They both do not have waist cuts. But she's a smaller character, so she can, since she has smaller thighs, she can do more of a kickback with her knee. She has some weight distribution issues because of the hair. But once you get her going, you get her loose, she's fine. Like right now, she's in a standing pose, she's fine. You just got to get her in the right thing. She comes with an extra set of hands. I'm going to use these telekinesis hands. I wouldn't really use the fisted hands for her, unless if you want to do the classic like angry pose of her screaming, but you don't have that face sculpt, so it doesn't really make sense. Maybe when we get the Green Phoenix, it'll make more sense to do something like that. My biggest disappointment here is this. I mean, listen, I don't know if I'm just stupid, but the Phoenix accessory, I don't know where you're supposed to put it because it's so wide that it can't fit around her smaller arms. So where is it supposed to go? I feel like I'm supposed to attach it to her hair or something. Like, is it supposed to go in her hair and then it like floats above her? It's very strange. It's a cool looking thing, but I'm once again going to be very excited since it's the week that they announced it for the Green Phoenix, because then we can get the Phoenix backdrop with it. Nevertheless, still the second figure that we reviewed tonight. I love the look of it. I just love the look of this character in general. Yeah, and it's nice that we finally got this as a single release on a retro card, because she was stuck in that Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack with Scott all those years ago, which I do still have, but it's nobody else is getting that. That's like a super expensive set now. So nice to have this option, and it is a little bit different. It doesn't have the sparkliness of the old one, but it has much better articulation and it's a better figure overall. Oh, I also love her belt. Her belt, like right now, it's kind of like in the perfect position, but you can like rotate it and do different things with it. I don't know. Like I can see it being annoying, but I just think it looks really cool wherever it's at so far. So don't really have a problem with it. And then honestly, I mean, I guess it was a top candidate coming in, but I wouldn't have expected it to overshadow some of these newer figures with the updated articulation. But this Ultimate Spider-Man is my number one figure of the night. The reason for that is purple. Let's be honest. The deco on this looks so good. I'll give it more light. The purple just really pops. As soon as I saw it like coming out of the bag, I was like, oh my god, well, this is freaking awesome. So it's just an awesome Ultimate Spider-Man in the symbiote suit, but it's not black. It's purple. It just looks so cool. Listen, purple's my favorite color, so automatically it was in a good position to win. But it's got extra hands. It's got whipping hands. It's got crawling hands. It's got fist hands. This specific one, there's a little bit of a paint issue on the top of his head. No big deal. But the fact that, like, if you look at the pose that he's in now, look how high his head is and how low his waist is. This pose, you literally could put him on a wall and do a wall crawling pose and still have it so that it looks like he's looking up where he's supposed to be going. The articulation in like his upper body is fantastic. It does not have butterfly joints, but you can use the rotation of your shoulder, because this is what happens. A lot of these bigger figures, they'll sometimes put, if they can make it work, whatever, it is what it is. They'll sometimes put the butterfly joints on figures if they're worried about the shoulder not being able to rotate. He's small enough, he doesn't have a big ball jointed shoulder, or he doesn't have shoulder pads that are getting in the way of that you can look at how tight his fist is, like to like where his shoulder is right now. Like, this is crazy. That's awesome. And it's because he's a smaller figure, so he has the advantage of being smaller. It's a great kid Spider-Man setup we have here. But just everything I'm able to do with the arms and the head and the waist, it all works so well. Plus, he's so light that you don't have to worry about the weight distribution as much. He's leaning back a little bit now. I think he might be leaning on something, but he can easily stand on his own. There's not like, once you get it in the pose you want it to be in, it's fantastic. So just the aesthetic of having him be like a purple Spider-Man, and the articulation that we're getting out of this, even without butterfly joints or without the new pinless tech and like all that stuff, just really well executed. And it's clearly the best figure in that 5-pack. And it was, to me, the best figure that we reviewed tonight. So, yeah. So that's everything. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. I appreciate you guys. If anybody is after any of these figures, I can restock She-Hulk for sure if anybody needs her. I do have Dark Phoenix still in stock. I might repack this multi-pack. The Human Fly is still available, and the Razorback is still available if anybody wants those. I have Deadpool in stock. I said I have Dark Phoenix in stock, and there's a ton of other figures. We have over 500 figures available. So if anybody wants anything, let me know. Once again, this stream is currently live on Whatnot. It's being multicast to YouTube and Twitch. I will edit up these videos and do individual breakout videos for each figure. Maybe we'll do some TikTok stuff, but it's at Jobus Palace everywhere, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Whatnot. We have an eBay store, all that different stuff. So if anybody wants anything or just wants to check out more content, hit up those socials, and it's Jobus Palace. If you do at Jobus Palace in your YouTube search bar, you will find our specific channel. And you can look at some of the older reviews that we've done. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. I appreciate you guys. I had a really good time taking a look at all these figures tonight. That's kind of why we blocked out tonight to do a lot of figures, figure reviews and unboxings. And thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Peace out. All right, if anybody out there is still alive after all that, that was just me signing off of YouTube. I have to clean up a little bit, so I will stay online. But we are done with reviews for the night. And yeah, we'll get everybody's figures out to them, for sure. I can't believe how good that Spidey was. Very surprised. I never know if I'm making the right decision with the rankings. Knife. We're just cleaning up for the night, guys. If anybody has any requests, let me know. Still here.